And we're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, where we have a casual and informal conversation. We're currently focused on Picard. We're not focused on Next Generation right now. We're focused on Picard.
Picard.
This is a special we haven't done one of these special episodes in a long time.
We haven't?
No, what was the last special episode we did? Can you even remember?
Every episode is a special episode to me. So
you humbled me. that was definitely not a Picard thing. No. How many times have you watched the trailer?
Twice.
The teaser.
Twice. I saw it at work. I got your text. I saw it before your text.
I was very excited. I was trying to elicit a response from you, but I got you now.
Yeah.
I have you now.
One, two, lights.
There were two. I think the other two were behind his head.
Oh, okay, all right.
There were. It was.
How many times have you seen it? How many times have you watched it? Probably 135.
I'll just say this: it's more than I saw Jurassic Park in the theater.
Well, you saw Jurassic Park 42 times, I think.
No, it was like 20 times.
I think it was 42.
It gets bigger every year.
I was there. So I remember.
The older I get, the more number of times.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I remember. It was like 42.
It was the only time in my life that could have happened. I was a completely free. How old was I when Jurassic Park came out? I was
93. You were what? 11th grade? 12th, 10th grade? 10th grade. 10th grade.
Yes. I had disposable income for the first time in my life, and I disposed away
all of it on Jurassic Park.
I disposed it all on Jurassic Park. Anyways, but that's what I did. Yes, I watched it more times than Jurassic Park. That's all I'll say.
All right, okay, that's a lot.
I think that the biggest question for me is what they pose in the trailer. What made Jean-Luc leave Starfleet? That's going to be interesting to find out.
When I saw the trailer, you hear the voiceover, and I feel it's Romulan who's saying it. I don't know why.
Who did you feel it was saying it?
I feel it's a Romulan.
That's what I felt too. No, it is
the way the manner of speaking, the precision of the words and the stops, the pauses. I feel, and the emphasis. It's sort of, there's a lack of emotion, but at the same time, a slight. Did we?
I wonder,
or whatever. Like, I feel it's a Romulan who is asking.
I wondered if it would have been Commander Denatra or whatever whatever captain. What's the Romulan captain rank again? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember.
Is it Centurion? No.
Centurion, I think, right?
No, I think that's just like everyone.
We are all
we're all Centurions.
You're talking about Denise from this?
Yes.
She's not in the show.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's what came to mind. Like,
that's she was asking. Oh, gotcha.
She was asking Picard, like, what made you lose your faith in us?
Right.
Because there might have been my imagination in my imagination after Nemesis. Picard started working with her. I don't know. There's probably a book about it. Do you imagine them working together? Traveling, that she might have interests, the same kind of interests. Like, Picard could have fallen in love with a Romulan. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I think you need to stop. You're out of control. No, I mean, yes, I feel like it's a Romulan who's saying it, and there are. I think they announced that there are going to be several Romulan characters in the cast. Correct?
Yes, I think that's announced.
then the other thing that came to mind is, and especially when um, just seeing the imagery of the vineyard, and he's tired, and the hands, and all this. I know this is going to be an odd comparison, but I mean, you've seen Avengers Endgame, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, and you read the original comics, of course.
Yes.
The Infinity Gauntlet, and Thanos, after he's done what he's done, back to the farm. So you have this imagery of and Gladiator as well. So you have like
Gladiator.
a great warrior who returns to the homestead
And does the most like just farms. He's just a farmer now.
right. That's it. He's done.
He's
So
done.
right. So the idea of Picard as the great warrior, in a way, they're reinforcing. It reinforced to me Picard, not Picard the statesman, but Picard, maybe not warrior, but certainly man of action. As Gladiator, as you saw that image, Gladiator, and Thanos. After he's done his horrible deed, he goes back to the farm, and then I'm thinking, I wonder if we're going to get an exploration of Picard's dark side in
Of
this
his what?
show, his dark side.
Mm.
Because really, he's probably the only captain, and I may be wrong in this, but he's the only captain who really we've seen him as a villain twice. We've seen him Locutus,
Yep.
where he's waged war on the Federation with the Borg, and then his clone becomes Shinzon.
I knew you were gonna say Shinzon. Yes.
And Shinzon is a dark distillation of what could have been Picard if Picard had been thrown. It's a back and forth. Picard is like, no. Well, he's confronted with it, and he's shaken by it. It's like, my God, is that what I would have become if I had?
I know it's such a great movie. More people need to see that movie. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I'm thinking, are we going to see some of the darkness? Is haunted by some darkness? Is he? Because really, I mean, this man who has been singled out to commit violence on a scale that I mean, so is Locutus. And let's face it, why did Q always come to Picard? Q saw something in Picard, something great, but perhaps something dark. So I'm curious to know if this show will explore that.
Yeah, I think like Picard is genuinely interesting to Q because he has no interest in Q's power whatsoever. There's like no, Riker was tempted
in him.
What's that?
The fact that Q was interested in him shows that Picard was capable of something.
Yeah, he is capable of something.
And yet, Picard, he rejects
the Picard. Picard is all those things. I would love that exploration. I would love to see that on screen, as like him at least addressing it in some way, or see how it manifests in the character. If it's that's cool. You really saw a lot in this trailer that I didn't see, Doctor.
What did you see?
Well, I saw an armada, the largest rescue armada in history, like spanning sectors wide armada, and then the tail end of it gets destroyed. Like a whole chunk of it, actually, maybe a third of it, gets destroyed by the supernova, and the Titan and the Enterprise were destroyed because they were on the tail end of the armada, because they're always the ones to go in at the last moment and save the wretched few.
You think we've lost? That would be a huge
I know that's just like what came to mind. I was
That would
like,
be
that would make
a canonical earthquake of the like we have never seen.
there's there's canonical signs the world's never seen, Moadib. I don't know.
Seriously, no, I mean to the idea. I mean, certainly they have that ability to say, "Oh, we lost Riker, Troy, Geordi, well, Data we already lost, but
Before Data.
before
Data before. It's
Data
such a great.
before." However, I feel that would be, and again, I know that they're not in the canon, but still, the novels have explored such territory. I feel that Star Trek has never done anything quite on that level, where they say, like what Star Wars did with the books, where they said, okay, none of this, the last 40 years of publishing happened. Whoosh, gone.
Right.
I feel that
But Star Trek, I feel like Star Trek's never really cared for keeping with the books. I mean, it takes from the books and
I
the
disagree. I think there's
really?
a balance. I think there's a balance.
All right.
Written in such a
I
way that they
haven't read
never.
I haven't read all the books, so I can't really be in this argument.
I mean, like I said, it would be interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just Picard. I mean, I think it would be sad. I mean, we'll see Riker again. We'll never
Well,
see.
it would be the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I just had that vision, and it was in the
Oh,
shower. I said this on another.
it's apocalyptic vision.
But
God.
it would explain why none of them have signed anything, or we don't. No, I know. There's not, none of that means anything, but it's really funny. It would be great. You know my real fantasy. Did you freeze? Are you still there?
No, I'm still here.
You know my true fantasy is to have all of them in the first.
Yeah.
In the first 10 episodes, like every single one of them. So I'm not saying that that's what I want on screen, but that horrifying thought came to mind.
Wow.
That's what I envisioned when I saw that trailer. It's such a sad trailer. The music, it's so beautiful. Like you really do feel an emotional impact. I think for me, it like definitely harkened. I was forced to revisit like all of Picard. Like you're kind of like forced to think about that character in a really deep way and then they nailed it with the flute at the end. I thought that was a nice touch.
A lot of people talked about the flute, which I didn't even register with me really.
It's just like it's the TNG theme on like a tin flute or like a small flute at the end. It's just like a nice touch because you assume Picard kept playing the rest. I mean, it would be heartbreaking if he's not still, if he like put that away. He's that different, like.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it's going to be something on the show. I'm sure there's going to be a little. He probably. What's the thing that he has on his chair?
Oh, the Mintakan tapestry.
I'm sure the Mintakan tapestry will be there. It's all going to be there.
It'll be there.
I mean,
it could. I have no idea, obviously, what the show is going to really be about. But what would you speculate?
Well, I mean, I'm just reading stuff as it's focused. I mean, I don't know if it's official, but it seems like it's official. They're saying it's going to focus on an alien artifact and his archaeological side. I mean, I know it's been the speculation. I don't know if it's been hopefully announced that that's the premise.
Right.
But I mean, certainly, to have. I mean, let's face it. Patrick Stewart is much older. Don't imagine we're going to get a lot of scenes like in Nemesis where he's getting in that vehicle and driving around and shooting. I don't think there's a lot of phasers in this.
They're going to be okay. They could technically do. I mean, put your defense screens on. I'm about to talk about Discovery for a moment, but with the level that special effects seem to have gotten available for Star Trek at this time, I feel like Patrick Stewart could do minimal work and still pull off some really awesome, nothing as crazy as like Burnham diving through asteroids, but we can get a little thrill.
God, I hope we don't get anything like that.
We could.
Really
I would be okay with it. Can you just Patrick Stewart, man?
I would not.
Patrick Stewart.
I want it. You know, I'm hoping the show. How do I say this? I hope the show is more adult than Discovery.
I think it will be.
That Discovery is just apeshit crazy, and I don't know who's running it, but I hope that it's a measured hand. That's driving this vehicle, and I mean, obviously, the whole trailer is a reference to many we've seen in the next generation with Chateau Picard and the Vineyard.
Right.
So this is all stuff the real fans, even the casual fan, is familiar with. Casual fan of next generation. So I don't think they're
definitely the Star Trek enthusiasts are familiar with these things. But what I want to say about that though is that there's definitely nothing in the trailer that suggests it's going to be crazy. In fact, it's all very it's very promising towards what you described as your ideal for the show.
So yeah. No, I think this is a very good teaser. Obviously, well, going back to what you were saying about the. I mean, I think having him be more an archaeologist than say Starfleet captain, I think it fits in with an older character. Kind of, you can do a Indiana Jones thing. That's a. I can see a scenario where the deer will leave. So yeah, I think him maybe finding something.
You're cut. FYI, the signal needs to be boosted. You're cutting out a lot. Can you look on your screen with the little signal bar thing and tell me what your setting is? Is it auto HD?
Signal bar.
So on your, we're doing a tech moment here on your Hangout screen.
Yeah, auto HD. Do I know?
Oh, your auto HD. Could you change it to the next one down or maybe 2 down?
So medium? Low?
Yeah, that's perfect. Hello. There you are.
All right.
Okay. It should adjust now.
All right.
All right.
Now you're very blurry now.
Oh, it's okay. We
No, it's
we can see each other in real life. It's real HD. It's
HD, that's right.
I know. Yeah. So you're perfect now. All right, good. I think your sound. Normally I wouldn't interrupt because I can understand what you're saying, but you were chopping up so much, I had to get technical there. Oh, you're still. It's over.
What's over? Not here?
No. Are you there? There you are.
Wow, is it that bad?
It's that bad.
Wow.
They don't want it.
Now I'm on low. I mean, I can
just go
low.
Let's just go no video for the rest of the presentation.
No.
I just called my show a presentation.
No. Well, you know what? Wait, you're gone.
No, I just did no video. You can do it too. Click on the little video button.
But there's no point in doing it when there's no video.
You want to see me? All right, here I'm back.
I understand who can you not see, me or you?
Well, I was just trying to make the bandwidth. I think one of us has low bandwidth. I think it's you though.
Oh, okay, all right. It's all right. It's Comcast. I mean, you know what? I mean, very soon anyway, so it's almost one. I mean, do you want to?
Yeah. So let's try to close it out. Of course, we want to give it a rating. Was there anything that
teaser?
Of course, it's a teaser. But how does it rate in your heart? Sure, why not?
We can teaser.
All right, no rating for this teaser.
I like that. A teaser we're gonna rate.
I found out some interesting, somewhat related trivia. There's an actual in Bordeaux, France. There's a vineyard that produces a wine called Chateau Picard, and which would be the most authentic thing currently that I know of in terms of if you want to experience drinking a French wine. And you want the Picard name on it. That's the most thing. I think his region is somewhere up north. His actual region, where in the I forget what the name of the town is. La Barre, France. Is up in the Bourgogne, if I'm saying that correctly, region, not the Bordeaux region. But who knows? Chateau Picard may produce a Bourgogne wine now that they know that it may happen.
Perhaps.
Okay, that was a side note. So get your Chateau Picard ready. You're also a Downton Abbey fan, right?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Because this week was insane. We also got the trailer for Downton Abbey, and I feel like Star Trek Picard should be the Downton Abbey of Star Trek.
Okay. Well, on that note, we got the new Terminator trailer.
Did we?
And I feel Picard should be the Terminator of the franchise. I don't know.
Did we really get a Terminator?
Yeah,
There's a new Terminator movie?
Yeah, James Cameron is producing.
James Cameron?
Yeah, Linda Hamilton is back, but it does not. What? It did not impress. It did not impress. Yeah, no.
Wait, there's a. What do you mean?
Linda Hamilton looks great, but the trailer itself looked very uninspired.
Is Arnold also back?
Yes, he's also back as well. Of course, it's Terminator. He's done all of them to one degree or another.
I think he's going to be doing mocap at this point, though, because to make the Terminator look like Arnold, they're going to have to CG him. Like Arnold.
Well, they did. They have in the last two. Remember?
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's right. You're right. I just thought he still looked that good.
Supposed to be older. I think he's supposed to be older.
They're gonna age the Terminator. I like that.
I know. I mean, I guess I don't know. Even though I don't know. It's just a mess. But
if the rest of the crew of they asked me this question on the Text Track podcast. I think maybe PJ asked me this, but I asked this question too. I like this question.
Oh, you're on another podcast?
There was sometimes.
I want to watch you on another podcast. Which one?
I hop around. I'll send the link.
Yeah, I didn't know you were.
Or you could just pause this video, go to the Text Trek channel, and watch the video there.
Cool.
Yes. But on that show, they asked if you could have one cameo on the show, who would it be, and what do you envision, like a scenario? Yeah, it's a game. Just play like a mind game there for a second.
And what did you say?
I said Q, and I wanted him to be aged because his power diminished, or he got permanently exiled, and he comes to see Picard to give him a message he's been holding on to. But normally he can just like snap in, say Picard, la 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 la, and then go off, right? But this time he had to go the long way round, as Doctor Who coined.
I feel his Q arc ended with the
really?
And I've kind of soured a bit on Q after Voyager. I thought it's too much Q. We're over Q.
I think that you're back, by the way. Your audio is good again. Thank goodness.
Good. Okay.
I can hear you. So I think that like I would agree in the sense that if there's no more Q, I'm satisfied with the way Q ended on the Picard side, like with the Picard relationship. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I imagine that he would be a character that's at least considered by the writers.
I would pick Crusher. Beverly Crusher.
Oh no, yeah, that's true.
I think.
What if she's dead? They're all dead. That's why they haven't signed. They're all gone. That's the show just kills them all.
Wow.
You were comparing the trailer to Endgame and the imagery of Thanos retiring after he does the snap, and I guess giving Picard that kind of power as well. There's a like a shadow of a scarecrow in the background in one of the scenes in the trailer, and someone on Twitter already like did one of those like things where
Oh,
there's like an
really?
arrow pointing to it, and then it shows like as if it's like enhancing the the visuals, and it shows Thanos's armor
Oh,
as a
that's funny.
scarecrow. So
That's funny.
it's
Wow, that's
true.
cool.
The teaser got 1 million views in 24 hours, which I've never seen, I think, for Star Trek before. And that I think that's a big deal. And it was number 2 on trending on YouTube. So I think a lot of people are going to show up for this one in terms
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
and in terms
especially
of and then we can relate it to that's the rescue armada. Picard is here to rescue
Star Trek.
the largest rescue armada in the history of the Federation.
Well,
Picard
I
saves
think,
Star Trek.
yeah, I think it shows that there's a lot of Trekkies out there who probably want. Again, I don't want to I don't want to belabor a point, but there's a lot of people who are not satisfied with what's on right now, and they're hoping that this will truly return Star Trek to the screens, and I'm one of them. I mean, I'm hoping, I mean, it's obviously I'm not the biggest Next Generation fanatic of all time, but I do recognize that Picard is a good character, and I'm curious to see where it's going. I'm hoping visual continuity will be respected. In the sense just that, I mean, obviously things have to progress, but I would like to see them progress along the lines that we've seen in the films. I don't want to suddenly see a bunch of holograms.
But
It's
the thing is that I know how you feel, but if Discovery never existed and the Picard show had done it, it would have just been accepted. I think you're a little soured because of just like how much it pissed you off with Discovery. But if Picard wants to have holograms, I say let him have holograms, Humbert. It's
mind you,
20
Nemesis had holograms,
yeah, no, and that was like it was
and it was
exactly
weird.
it was
It was
weird, but
weird. We all said it was weird. We're like,
it was
they don't
weird,
have
but it was
holograms.
impressive. No, it was
Yeah,
in
we
Nemesis
said it too.
when Nemesis came out, it was cool because
Weird.
the Shinzon hologram was the special effects wise, it was an amazing scene, first of all, and then secondly,
No, it
the
was a great
Shinzon
scene, but we
uh
always
sh- the Shinzon hologram was the first time in like human history that we saw no, sorry, in Star Trek history that we saw a hologram like that. They had done holograms on DS9 that were like see-through or kind of, confined to one space, and so it was impressive that the Remans had developed the technology where they could like have a hologram interact with you and it looked like a solid, like a holodeck creation. And the fact that he could do that, I think he penetrated the Enterprise's shields and everything. Like it was just technologically, it was like a marvel, but it made sense. It was okay because it was moving forward.
dramatically
And
it was great. It was
yeah, no. So
dramatically
I
great,
I, I
wonderful.
say
I'm happy
I
they did it,
say Picard. I
but
would argue that Picard can
it
have
looked weird.
holograms and it'd be okay because it's already established pre-discovery. But you're just soured. The milk is soured. Geordi turned that signal the wrong way, and you're like, shit, this milk tastes bad, and so now you need Picard to save you. I see it. I see it. The rescue armada is coming, my friend.
We'll see.
the,
Well, on that note,
the largest in history. Yes,
I want
we've already.
to I want to stay our Vulcan for a while. By the way, I am very happy that I
Wait,
actually.
you can't go. Sorry, there's one thing I prepped this and I have to talk about it. I'm sorry. Don't leave yet. Just give me 5 more. Give 2 minutes to me and my gallant crew. You recently, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You recently met someone, and the audience is now
Oh
viewing
yeah,
a picture.
yeah.
And if you don't mind, part of Starfleet Boy is chronicling these kinds of awesome events in the lives of the people I Love. And so, would you share with the audience what's going on in this picture? This
Oh, well, yeah,
terrible
that's
screenshot that I have here.
yeah, that's I had the wonderful experience of meeting Nichelle Nichols, who's doing a farewell tour. And actually, I have the brochure somewhere here. But she's visiting. She's this year, I think, running through the end of the year. She's visiting certain conventions as a farewell tour. Her final chance to meet with fans. And I was at MegaCon, which is in Orlando, last weekend for Emma's birthday. She's there in front of me there in that picture. And Emma and I were walking. We're actually gonna take a picture. I don't know if you can see, kind of like in the background, you can see part of the helm station from the original Enterprise. We're just gonna take
Yeah,
a
totally.
standard photo of, Emma wanted to be in the Sulu chair, and I guess I was gonna be in the captain's chair, and we were just gonna take that photo. And we're walking. We're coming around the corner, and she stops me, and she's like, "Babe, look." and it was her. It was Nichelle Nichols sitting there at a regular table
Amazing.
in a chair right there. And the thing I want to emphasize is at this convention, as at many of the large conventions these days, the celebrity section is sort of I say this. It's an experience where you're kind of a cog in a machine. The celebrities are positioned very far away from you. And you have to make this huge line to meet them, and it's sort of you're in a queue, and it happens very quickly. When I first started going to conventions, it was a little more different. Celebrities were just kind of the actors or the voice artists or whatever. They were at a regular table, and you could walk right up to them. And I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, sometimes there would be a line, but other times there would not be, and you didn't have that distance. And sometimes they would walk around themselves, and you would kind of catch them. I ran into Tasha Yar, the actress who played Tasha Yar,
Denise Crosby.
Denise Crosby, just kind of like casually, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Denise
Sela
Crosby.
Sela could be around
Sela could be around. There we go.
in this time. Anyways, go
Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? But anyways, so we jumped at the chance to be with her. Her son was there.
on. Who's an actor, right?
He's an actor. He's did some things in the '60s. He's also a musician. And he's a musician and an actor.
What's his name? Something Johnson.
Yeah, something I can't remember right now. But he was
I
there, and I recognized him right away because I'd seen him, and I read Nichelle Nichols' autobiography. And
Kyle Johnson is
Kyle
her son's
Johnson.
name.
Yes,
And she has siblings. It says here Thomas Nichols and Marianne Michaels.
Well, her son is taking care of her. They announced that because she's in early stages of Alzheimer's and stuff, and her son is taking care of her, so she's always close to her. But she was lovely. She was just a lovely person. She spoke briefly to Emma, and I'm there with one of my friends, Tony. His wife Cynthia is next to her on the other side, and they got to speak. They spoke to her. I was behind them, so the only thing I had a chance to just tell her is that what an inspiration she was to so many fans. And I told her son as well, working with, Nichelle Nichols worked a lot with NASA in the in the aftermath of Star Trek and recruiting women and minorities to the astronaut program, and encouraging so many people to truly go on a Star Trek. And of
you
course,
were very emotional when you called me.
I was, because after we took the picture, because it was the surprise of it, really.
Yeah.
everything we did there, we knew, we kind of, we sort of expected, but this was totally unexpected. And then just to see her there, and of course to see her there, to see the words farewell
Is heartbreaking.
printed on a flyer, and to see her sitting there, and she's obviously much older than the last time I had seen her on screen, which was Star Trek 6. And I have to admit, the ending of Star Trek 6 kind of replayed in my head, the signatures
Right.
going across the screen, and I did get a little emotional.
Aww.
I did, because it was
I'm
like,
trying to hold back tears right now. Just talking about
it was almost like
yeah.
it was a personal farewell to me, to Emma, to the fans, to us, and I think that's very moving, because she could easily have put herself with the other celebrities and been part of that whole thing, but I feel that she's choosing not to, because she's not even announced. She's only on her page. She's announced. She's bypassing the whole overly expensive, because it's like we got in line and we met what's his name, the guy who plays Shazam, Zachary Levi, and it cost me $80 just to take a picture with him, and it's not even printed. It's with my own camera. So I mean, everything's just so outrageously priced. But her,
Wow.
it was just an opportunity to
I
speak
think that the first thing that comes to mind for me is that, like, it's kind of like Nichelle Nichols is kind of giving her fans a gift in a way by kind
exactly.
of just like going on this farewell tour and just like seeing everyone she can, and letting anyone who wants to meet her. It's pretty cool. I think that's a neat
It's
thing.
moving. It really is. I was moved. Because she didn't have to do that. She's a real connection to the fans, and I said, Emma, I said, that meant more to me than all these people here, because really, even a convention like what we were in, Star Trek fans were the first to do that kind of stuff. Star Trek fans and the early Marvel fans. The idea of a con, it all started with the Trekkies.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's almost like they invented the whole thing, and here she is, in the midst of one of the largest ones in the state, and she's still keeping it real, keeping it at the fan level, at a regular table, not this huge massive queue. And I do want to say, because it was in our phone conversation, she had all these photographs of her, both in character and out. She only had one photo with another cast member, and it was her and James Doohan, and it was just the most wonderful photograph
That's
of the two
cool.
of them. And that also kind of led to me kind of getting a little teary-eyed, because I was like, oh, Mr. Doohan.
Let's see if that photo's online. Nichols and James. Who knows?
It's not them in character. It's them like at a convention.
And it was like a photograph she was giving out, or
yeah, you could have had it autographed. She would have autographed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't get anything autographed.
That's okay. I found an image that might be the image. I'll show it to you, or it could be a contender. Anyways, this is a cute image.
That's the one.
Oh, Starfleet boy wins.
Look at that.
That's the picture. Yeah, it's cool.
That's the photo.
That's a great photo.
And that's them. God, that's not even that's probably pre Star Trek 5 even.
Well,
it is. I think she looks much younger then. I think that might be Star Trek.
It seems 3. Like they were good friends. I don't know. I haven't read everyone's. Yeah, I haven't read everyone's biography yet. One day I'll have the time to do that. I did get in the mail something that you might have read this. Let's see if I can find it here. Gary sent me something cool before we go. It's the autobiography of James T. Kirk. So that's on my top of the. It went to the top of the list.
I've seen that at Barnes and Noble. Who wrote it?
Gary sent that, so thank you, Gary. That was very
No,
awesome.
but who
Maybe
wrote
we
it?
could check out. Oh, it says edited by David A. Goodman, so it's assuming that Captain Kirk wrote it.
Right, but I was wondering who's the
it's
real right.
it's got to be this this fellow
Hollywood.
David A. Goodman. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want me to read
There's
a
one of
passage?
Picard.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta get that too now.
That's
Oh my
the new
gosh.
thing now. That they have these autobiography. Yeah, I've seen that. There's one of Picard as well. Look it up.
Here's a random excerpt from
Is Ruth
from
mentioned?
what's that? I don't know about Ruth, but I just turned to a random page. I may not have even gotten this far in the book, so I don't know the context. So this is the autobiography of James T. Kirk out of context. My career can survive my staying an instructor a little longer. Ben, oh, it's not even Kirk. That's Ben, whoever Ben is. Okay, my career can survive. Oh, Ben Kirk.
Ben Kirk.
Isn't it George? Isn't his brother's name George?
But doesn't he have another brother? Is it two brothers?
Yeah, he has another brother, Spock.
I think Ben Kirk is his other brother.
Well, we'll figure it out. Anyways, that was the random excerpt. Last thing before we go, Doctor. I guess my biggest hope, because you mentioned Star Trek 6 when you were talking about Nichelle Nichols. By the way, thank you for sharing that story. It's very touching and beautiful. I hope that the Picard show is a send off for Picard, and somehow whatever they do, I don't know, because it's a mystery, but the whole Next Generation cast, and they get this kind of, it would be nice, I think, if if we don't get them in a film again, if this is the way that they go out, it might be awesome. It might be better than you can imagine, because every episode's like an hour, so this could be a cool way to send off
is that right?
that era. Yeah, I'm assuming. Sorry, I'm assuming that, but there will definitely be 10 episodes in this season, and who knows? There might not be more. It's a limited series, so it's not. It's definitely going to end at some point. So it's not going to be a series that goes on indefinitely. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't imagine that it's going to be. It's not going to go 7 seasons or anything like that.
No, I think it's going to be something very limited. It might even it may not even be more than one season. I mean, if it goes for 2 seasons, that would be amazing. But it might just be these 10 episodes, which to me, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I would be happy with just 10 episodes. I think, I mean, it would be nice. It would be. I would honestly find it interesting if Star Trek Picard is successful, and then maybe they decide to cherry pick other characters from the history of Trek and say, let's do Star Trek Cisco, or let's do Star Trek, I don't know, Riker.
You're pushing all the right buttons. Yeah, you're pushing all the right buttons as far as I'm concerned. I think that's amazing. Limited series about each of these characters. Janeway would be the next. I think she's the next most popular
Star Trek Archer.
Yeah, yeah, Archer. I would even. Did I tell you I recently saw a reading of the Space the Final Frontier thing by Archer, and it's the best. Really? It's one of the best ones, because he says where no humans have gone before. He changes it even more than no one to make it. It's kind of an interesting twist to like keeping in, because where no man has gone before at the time, right? But where no man has gone before was always a shortening for human, right? Like that was always the case, and so for him to say the full word, it's still progressive, but it's also very accurate to the history. So I love that. So I loved his reading.
Who would you like if let's say, okay, Star Trek Picard ends and they're going to do another character from the whole spectrum of Star Trek? Who would be the next person? Star Trek who?
Kirk.
Oh my God.
You know that's the only answer I would ever give. Like, why would you even ask me that question? Like, I don't understand.
You can't.
But if it's not Kirk, if I can't have Kirk,
what would you do?
If if I can't have Kirk,
you're
it
gonna
would
take
be
him out of the Nexus? No.
if I can't have Kirk, it would be
Yeah, if you can't have
Cisco.
Kirk, you would
It
do
would be
Cisco.
I would do Cisco for sure because that
We
season
didn't
8
talk about
pitch.
Deep Space Nine.
We did. I published it on on
Yeah,
our
but we
Deep
didn't do
Space
it
Nine.
here. We didn't do it here in this.
Oh, you want a Starfleet Boy?
Whoa.
You want to start? All right, the
Well, I
official
gotta
Starfleet Boy
go.
reaction.
So we
Yes,
can't.
you have to go. I kept you too long
Exactly.
already.
I gotta go. But I'm
All
just
right, so
we didn't do it.
it was fun talking about the focus of this episode was Picard. So come on, it's okay that we didn't talk about the DS9 doc. Although everyone, audience, go see it. It's amazing. Anyways, thank you, Doctor. Live long and prosper. And audience, let us know what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.